When we are young, we're sold a captivating but incomplete fairy tale about love. We're taught that marriage is a destination, a happily ever after, where the credits roll and the music swells. But anyone who has navigated the complex, beautiful, and sometimes turbulent waters of a long-term partnership knows the truth. The wedding is not the accomplishment. The wedding is the starting line. The real achievement, the one that truly deserves the applause, is waking up next to the same person after 5 decades and still choosing them, despite everything life has thrown your way. Today, we're going to look past the cliches of romance novels and explore the gritty, heartwarming truths shared by couples who have made it to the golden milestone. We've studied the insights of those who have weathered 50 years or more of marriage to uncover the best relationship advice no one ever told us. These are not tips for the perfect date night, but the deeper wisdom required to build a love that lasts beyond the fading excitement of early romance. This is the kind of enduring connection that defines wisdom after 60. If you're looking to deepen your bond, repair old cracks, or simply understand what it takes to go the distance, you are in the right place. Let's explore the secrets of lasting love that only time can teach. One of the most common myths about marriage is the idea of the 50-50 split. We hear it everywhere that a healthy relationship means meeting each other halfway. But couples who've celebrated their golden anniversaries will tell you that this mathematical approach is a recipe for resentment. If you're constantly measuring your 50% against theirs, you're not partners, you're accountants. The truth is, marriage is rarely 50-50. Some days, you'll wake up strong and full of energy, able to give 90%, while your partner, weighed down by illness, stress, or grief, can only offer 10. On other days, the roles will reverse. Longevity is not about perfect equality. It's about the willingness to carry the heavier end of the load until your partner regains their strength. It's the quiet agreement. We're in this together. I've got you when you can't carry yourself. This leads us to another essential truth of long-term happiness, the deliberate preservation of politeness. It sounds simple, but it's often the first thing to disappear. Over time, comfort can slip into complacency. We treat strangers with more courtesy than the person who shares our life. We say please and thank you to the barista, but bark orders or grunt responses at our spouse. Couples who stay deeply connected for 50 years never stop using their best manners at home. A simple thank you for making the coffee or a warm good morning before picking up your phone becomes the gentle oil that keeps daily life running smoothly. Where respect lives, love can survive even the hardest seasons. Another reality of long-term love is this: you will not be married to the same person for 50 years. In fact, over the course of 5 decades, you will be married to 5 or 6 different versions of them, all living in the same body. The ambitious young adult you married in your 20s will not be the same overwhelmed parent in their 30s or the reflective retiree in their 60s. People evolve. Cells change. Priorities shift. Personalities soften or sharpen. Couples who struggle are often those who cling to the old version of their partner. Couples who succeed stay curious. They fall in love with each new version that emerges. They embrace the evolution instead of fearing it. And with this acceptance of change comes another crucial truth. Healthy marriages require separate identities. The phrase "two become one" is beautiful spiritually, but taken literally, it becomes suffocating. If you merge completely, you lose the spark that once attracted you to each other. Those who've stayed married for 50 years often say this plainly: you must have your own garden to tend, a hobby, a passion, a circle of friends, something that is yours alone. When you nurture your individuality, you bring new stories, energy, and curiosity back into the marriage. Independence doesn't weaken the relationship, it strengthens it. 2 whole people choosing each other is far more powerful than 2 halves clinging for survival. We must also talk about conflict, because the idea that happy couples don't fight is simply false. Happy couples do fight, but they fight differently. Long-married couples rely on what psychologists call a soft startup. Instead of attacking character, you're lazy. You never help. They focus on feelings and specifics. I feel overwhelmed when the kitchen is messy. I'd appreciate your help. A small shift in language. A massive shift in outcome. These couples also master the art of dropping the rope. In any tug of war, tension only exists if both sides keep pulling. Sometimes, choosing connection over being right is the very thing that saves the relationship. This is not surrendering your dignity. It's protecting your peace. Another truth no one tells us: there will be dry seasons. In a world obsessed with constant excitement, we mistake the quiet months, even years, as signs that the relationship is failing. But love is tidal. It ebbs and flows. The trees look dead in winter, yet underground, the roots are strengthening. Couples married 50 years don't panic during the quiet seasons. They keep showing up. They keep tending the garden. They trust that spring will return, and it does. We also can't forget the power of non-sexual touch. Intimacy matters, but the true glue of long-term connection is the small, everyday points of contact. Holding hands on a walk. A gentle touch as you pass each other in the hallway. Sitting close on the sofa, just enough for your shoulders to touch. This is skin hunger, a deep human need that only grows with age. It releases oxytocin, calms the nervous system, and tells your partner, "You are safe with me." Physical distance often appears long before emotional distance. Closing that physical gap is one of the simplest ways to reconnect. And finally, the hardest truth of all. To survive 50 years, you must rewrite your history with forgiveness. Over time, you accumulate a library of hurts and misunderstandings. If you curate a museum of your partner's failures, revisiting them every time you argue, the relationship will collapse under its own weight. The happiest couples often have poor memories of their spouse's mistakes. Not because the mistakes never happen, but because they refuse to let those moments define the story. Forgiveness isn't a gift to the other person. It's freedom for yourself. It stops you from drinking the poison of resentment. Every day, long-married couples choose to write a love story, not a tragedy of errors. These truths, shared by those who've walked ahead of us, act like a lighthouse. They remind us that lasting love is not luck, it's craftsmanship. Built brick by brick, choice by choice, day by day. Whether you're just beginning the journey or decades in, even one shift in mindset can change the energy of your relationship. We'd love to hear from you in the comments. What's the best piece of relationship advice you've ever received, or the lesson you wish you learned sooner? Your wisdom helps our community grow. If you found value in this video, please like and subscribe to Everwise Living. We're dedicated to helping you make the second half of life the best half. Until next time, cherish your connections, forgive quickly, and love deeply.